beep, boop, beep, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, beep, boop.
Okay.
Hey now, hey now.
I am fairly confident that we are getting something that we can use. Don't you love technology?
Did you bring me presents today?
What?
Did you bring me presents today?
No. Was I supposed to?
You didn't bring me a print of anything?
Fuck! Jeremy has it.
Mm.
That's why I didn't remember, because I don't have possession of it right now. But hey.
Hey.
How are you?
Man, oh man, am I super tired. But
Yeah.
that's okay. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
And
Yep.
even though you're tired,
Yep.
we get to hang out today.
We do get to hang out today. It's the first time. It's a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Like super long time.
Super long time. We haven't hung out in person in, what, like 2 months?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Wow. Holy fuck. So, if someone's tuning in and like, wow, this episode sounds like shit in comparison to the last ones, it's because we forgot how to podcast in person.
Yeah, it has been truly a minute. Because, like, I don't feel like it's work right now.
No. We're hanging out.
Yeah, we're hanging out.
Hanging out.
And it just happens to be recorded. So there's probably going to be a lot more editing that needs to be done.
No, that's all right. That'll be fine.
We're changing the format a little bit today.
We are.
Oh, this is the Scary Movie Club, by the way.
Oh, that's right. Fuck, I forgot about that.
Welcome to the Scary Movie Club.
Welcome to the Scary Movie Club.
I'm in the goddamn club, alright.
Format's changed a little bit today. We're going to do a first watch, which means that I have not seen this movie. Me, Victoria, V, has not seen this movie. But Jay has. And Jay's million times. And he's a super big fan of this movie. And so, Jay, tell me about the series that you want to do and then what today's film is.
I am super excited to kick off a series of films. The connecting feature in all of them is that it's Night of
Such
something.
and such.
Yes. So it's our Night of series. And the first one is a classic.
Yeah. So I hear.
I feel like many people are thinking of themselves, if they didn't read the episode title,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, they're going to start with Night of the Living Dead. No, we're not.
Nope.
No. I am fast-forwarding us to the 80s, and we're going to watch Night of the Creeps.
Cool.
I fucking love Night of the Creeps. This is a Fred Dekker film, written and directed. First film that he directed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Starring Tom Atkins.
Of course.
Fucking love Tom Atkins.
You do. You met him just 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, I took a family photo with Tom Atkins and Adrienne Barbeau.
It's a great photo.
It is. I love it.
We'll post it.
Tom Atkins is just the coolest fucking dude, too.
Yeah.
We are streaming this on Amazon Prime, but I paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not actually on any free streaming services. However, I believe that the Blu-ray is still in print, and I think that the DVD came out around the same time, so it's also still in print. You can pick it up for probably as little as $8 to $10, but I paid for it on Amazon Prime, and it was like $15.
Yep.
Worth every penny because it's fantastic. We're talking about Fred Dekker's Night of the Creeps from 1986.
Neat.
Like I said, Fred Dekker's first directing movie, and when you watch it, it's definitely a B movie. Like, there's nothing about it that screams like this was meant to be an A-level production.
Sure.
Because it drops you into a UFO. Like, you are in a spaceship when it starts.
Fun.
Yeah.
Cool alien. I mean, that's really fun. Man, I do wish aliens and, like, UFOs and stuff did have a stronger... What's what I'm looking for? I guess.
Presence?
Yeah, stronger presence in horror.
Yeah, it has waned over time.
Yeah.
I think before, space travel was more of a big... It's not as big of a deal as it is now because you have people who can just go up on their own.
Right. Like SpaceX and
exactly.
stuff. Like Elon... Thanks, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Like...
Rants. But when this movie came out, space was still a very foreign concept. We didn't know half the things we know now, and we still don't know anything practically. So when you're dropped into the spaceship, it's these little naked dwarf guys, and one is very obviously on the run, and the set looks straight out of like James Cameron Alien.
It is really good. Mm-hmm. It is, like, looking at this with the steam and the way
Wait till you see the costumes. You're going to love it. Look at them. Look at them.
They look like little pieces of gum.
They do. If they're little naked butts hanging out.
Yep.
Yeah.
They just look like little angry pieces of gum.
And I've gone back and forth on why I think they don't have clothing on, because all of the aliens in this are gender neutral.
Yeah.
Their butts are really hysterical to me.
They look, yeah, like little...
I feel like they've just evolved past the need for clothes.
Oh, sure.
That's
Absolutely.
what I'm going for.
And they only have one facial expression, which is great. It's very clearly costuming. Like, you can just tell that there are people in those just moving around. The eyes move, I can see, and I love the language. Love the subtitled language that's then translated.
Yes. So we do know what the aliens are saying, even though the audio is in an alien language, the subtitles in an alien language, but then there's also translation.
Yep.
But one of them is carrying a giant tube.
Canister.
Yes, thank you. And puts it into a pod, and the other ones say, blast the hatch that can't get off the ship. And they call it an experiment.
This is the real way the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started.
Yeah, kind of actually. Yeah, it's close. But then it drops you into...
That was really just supposed to be funny.
It was good.
I was really proud of that and referenced an 80s movie, so thank you so much.
Drops you into a black and white 1950s college campus.
And we all know V does love a good black and white.
Yeah.
I love black and white.
So Fred Dekker actually wanted to do the entire movie in black and white.
God, I wish he would have.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the studio didn't think that they were going to be able to sell a movie like that.
God, I just don't understand that. I really don't. It gives it such a look of grandeur and mystery, and I think it really polishes it off.
It's really perfect, especially for this opening scene.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I do love the fact that, like, anytime... I mean, I'd say, maybe 7-8 times out of 10 that there's an alien story, it's going to be in the 50s, which I think is pretty funny.
Because, again, space has lost that kind of mystery.
Yeah.
Like, we take it for granted.
Yep.
Like, was it the FBI who unclassified paperwork that said, we've pretty much confirmed extraterrestrials?
Oh, in 2020, because they just were like, the world's already on fire, let's just throw this in there.
Yeah.
And it was underwhelming. Everyone already knew.
Yeah. So as you start to meet characters, most of the characters in this opening scene are not long for the world.
Sure, of course.
Or even for the movie. The only character that you will see from this opening scene later on in the movie is this guy throwing stones at the window. The boyfriend.
Oh, with the good, the
flat top? Yeah, he's got an intense flat top. Alice Cadigan as Pam, the girlfriend here. The next character that you will meet is Officer Cameron.
Okay.
And you'll notice that a lot of these characters have last names that are tied to horror. So we talked about James Cameron, obviously. Yeah. That's Tom Atkins' character. So this is Officer Tom Atkins as a youngster.
Okay.
This is his ex-girlfriend.
Sure.
And her new beau. And there's an escaped mental patient.
Okay.
Yes.
Fun.
Yes. So there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Well, because they're out at what looks like a regular spot where, teenage kids go.
A lover's lane.
Yeah, a lover's lane, kind of. So, of course, there's cops and stuff. And, of course, it's one of our favorite storylines where there's always someone creeping around.
Yeah. So Fred Dekker went out of his way to put in every, sci-fi movie stereotype that he possibly could.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah. He fully embraced the camp. He knew what he was doing, and he wrote the script for this in a week.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love the way it jumps around, because you have the alien spaceship, and even though it's in the 50s, it's still a futuristic alien spaceship.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Drops you to black and white, and then there's the escaped convict, serial killer guy, get out of here, and then they see a comet, and it's obviously the projectile from the UFO.
I have to say, there's it just kind of this alien situation in a black and white 1950s. It just reminds me of The Day the Earth Stood Still, which I have to say is probably one of my, if not my favorite alien type of movie.
Yeah,
I think that movie is just absolutely phenomenal.
I would love to do a series on nothing but 1950s drive-in era B movies.
Love to.
Yeah,
love to.
Yeah.
Dream come true.
So, boyfriend here decides to go off and investigate the comet. His name is Johnny.
Oh, of course his name is Johnny.
Right?
It wouldn't fit if it wasn't.
So, as he is disappearing into the woods, we will see a nice shot of the serial killer carrying his axe in just a minute here.
I do love that Johnny has a flashlight.
Of course. He was a Boy Scout, for sure. In the 50s, always be prepared.
And, he's wearing his Letterman sweater, because they didn't have Letterman jackets just yet. So, of course, rocking that nice cream-colored Letterman sweater.
Another horror reference, the radio station that they're listening to. It's King, K-I-N-G, after Stephen King.
Oh, fun!
Yeah. And Fred Dekker also did Night of the Yes, you didn't have the Creed, it's the one we're watching now.
But Tales of the Crypt?
Monster Squad.
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did
Wait,
Monster
I
Squad.
knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah. So, like, I think I talked about it. The university it takes place on, Corman University. Roger Corman directed the original Piranha, Little Shop of Horrors.
I've never seen Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah. The remake specifically is the one I'm more familiar with Rick Moranis.
See, that's the only Little Shop of Horrors that I know of is the one with Rick Moranis.
Yeah. There was.
I hear wonderful things about it, and I'm not knocking it in any way. I would if someone said, "Hey, we're gonna throw this on," I'd be like, "Okay, cool." You know what I mean? It's not. I wouldn't knock it, but.
So she says a line, "Johnny, come back. I'll even let you fondle my breasts."
Oh.
It's ridiculous. It is. So here we have Johnny discovering the... What did you call it again?
Canister.
Thank you. I'm going to keep referring to it as a tube, apparently. There's some kind of grossness inside of it.
Is that a liquid? Or is it looking kind of like webby?
I think it's webby.
Webby, like glistening webbing?
Yeah. So you haven't seen Slither yet.
I have not. I have a thing about tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell ya, so you know how I've been watching Twilight? No, nope, not in the mouth.
Slug movie.
No.
It's an alien slug movie.
Come on now.
Yeah. Yep. So a slug has just...
What the fuck's the matter with you?
My bad.
Good, kill her. Save her the trouble, man. Don't
Yes.
let her get anything. Does anything go up someone's vagina?
No.
Okay,
no. This
thank
movie,
you.
despite all of its... it's not even really overly gory, even though what essentially happens to the people who get slugged is they turn into zombies.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, it's embracing a lot of B-movie stereotypes.
Sure. Which is totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super stoked to watch it. I don't like things going inside of you.
I will try to warn you if I know that they're coming, okay?
Yeah. It just makes me soups uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. So now we are introduced to our two main characters, Jason Lively playing Chris.
This looks very Animal Housey.
Mm-hmm. Chris Carpenter, and then his roommate on the crutches is Steve Marshall, who's playing a character named JC.
He looks like, I think, who am I thinking of? Rhys Ifans. And is it Rhys Ifans? No, that's wrong. Not Rhys Ifans. It's Pretty in Pink, the douchebag in Pretty in Pink. People are going to be screaming at this right now. I will come back to that.
Okay. Steve Marshall, who plays JC, not in a ton of stuff.
James Spader.
Oh, yeah.
James Spader plays Steph, and that's exactly what one of our main characters looks like.
Yeah. Jason Lively is also known for playing Russ in a couple of the
this one right here?
No, on the left.
Oh, okay.
So, on the left is Jason Lively playing Chris, and he played Russ in a couple of the National Lampoon's movies, which is Chevy Chase's son.
Yeah.
And then Steve Marshall on the right plays JC. Didn't really work a whole lot, which is a bummer because he's fantastic in this movie. He's a lot of fun. The script is very snappy and very back and forth dialogue-y. Almost like...
Quips.
Yeah, almost like Kevin Smith before Kevin Smith, if that makes sense.
I do love Kevin Smith.
Yeah. It hasn't aged as poorly as some of Kevin Smith's dialogue has.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about Kevin Smith. I do love him, but at the time, what he made, like Clerks and everything at the time, it was funny to say those things. That's what comedy was. You know what I mean? So it's like... No, I do not imagine it holds up well at all. But like at the time, that was what was funny. They are still decent movies.
Yeah, absolutely. So when it fast forwards us to the 80s, we are on the same campus, Corman University, but we are in the 80s, obviously, and we meet Chris and
Love
JC.
that unibrow.
Yeah, he's great. So the jock in the Beta frat house.
Betas.
And there's a great line where Chris has fallen in love with a character named Cynthia Romero.
Yes, she's a brunette in a white dress.
Mm-hmm.
Of course she's in a white dress.
Yeah, she's very, very pretty too. She really is.
But they have to put him in a white dress. They have to make him look as pure and virginal as possible.
So Chris has a line where she walks into the frat house. He's like, "Oh no, she went into a frat house." Then he says, "I hate the Betas," and it's fucking so ridiculous and 80s camp.
Yeah.
So he embraced that kind of Revenge of the Nerds type stuff. JC is the ultimate wingman because as someone who has grown up on crutches his entire life and has like some difficulties, he has developed a lack of fear.
Sure.
So when Chris is being a wuss and won't go speak to Cynthia, JC does it for him. He's a very good wingman, selling it in a great word. Oh, Cynthia Cronenberg, my bad, sorry.
Love the last name.
Yeah.
Love the Cronenberg.
Yeah. Like I said, tons and tons of horror kind of callbacks throughout the